Cover going out.
Welcome LG Ultragear TEC Valorant Invitational Tournament. We're here for the matchup between Team Villainous and Reckoning Esports, and I'm CA, joined by Aggressive on their desk. Today is going to be one hell of a banger because even though both of these teams are technically out of the tournament, this is their chance to establish that extra bit of bragging rights over the other. It's the fifth versus sixth spot, but more importantly, it's about making sure that they keep their life alive for any future tournaments to come. So, Aggressive, I know that I'm excited for today. What are you expecting?
Reckoning versus Villainous. This is a match that we were expected to happen. The two, I would say, top dogs who fought through thick and thin to come through to this stage of the tournament. Yes, they were able to go up pretty far up into the brackets, but were beaten out still. But now, as you stated before, it is their bragging rights time. So let's go into the map veto screen as we talk a little bit more about what kind of a matchup we're going to be expecting coming out from the teams. And the first map is going to be Haven. And we know for a fact how good both of these teams are on Haven, but I do believe that Reckoning, they have that little bit of an edge because of how they play this map.
Yeah, while we are on the topic of maps, I will let all of the viewers know that split is no longer an option for the rest of the tournament, considering the fact that the map just got changed. Want to make sure that there's no bugs in it and just give teams a chance to really get familiar with it before we introduce it. But in general, the other four maps will be available, and you can see on this veto is going to be Haven, Ascent, and Icebox. Now, Villainous gave me the tease of Icebox even yesterday if we went to map 3, but that didn't happen. So hopefully we get to see it here today. But for starters, it is going to be Haven. And going into the agent select screen, I want to see a Sky come out. I am so, honestly, I'm not surprised, but I am so like disappointed that no team has picked up the Sky yet, because I do think like having that extra bit of surprise can just flip the script entirely in your favor. But looks like it's just going to be standard compositions of both teams. That Phoenix going to come through for Razor, that Race for NXS.
Really hoping that Goron goes for the pick on that Brimstone. We all want to see it, especially on the
Yep.
map of Haven with all of the lineups being possible, but maybe they're going to be going for the tried and true tested competition, or as this is the bragging rights chance for them, I would say that maybe they're going to try something spicy. We never know. And to still hold that spot down, and they're going to be going for their tried and true tested composition coming out for their side. So Grong, he's going to be going in for the Omen pick. A little bit disappointing, I would say, but both teams are going to be going in for the strats that we know and love, being the Phoenix, being the Jet, and from the side of Villainous, we're going to be seeing the Jet and the Race. And we have talked about this over and over again, CA, because you know what happens with this composition. I don't, like, you can explain it better than I can.
I mean, yeah, it just comes down to a harder time executing. It's very, like a very single dimensional approach, very aggressive approach. I essentially end up playing into the hands of teams who understand it. And I do think Reckoning is one sort of team who does understand how to play against it. So we'll have to see how Villainous can be different. Now, besides like just the idea of placing fifth or sixth, this is the chance because the fifth place team gets to maintain its spot in this invitational series, and in the future invitational tournament you will see them come back. So for both of these teams, it's about making sure that they get another opportunity to try and make it to the top and make sure that their names are still very much considered in those top A bracket. Now, for Villainous and Reckoning, you can see Jets coming through on both sides, and this is not a surprise in general, but I would have hoped that given the nerfs that came through today, reducing her smoke cloud burst to 4.5 seconds,
Cover
one of
going
these
out.
teams would have like just taken that as an opportunity to try and diversify a little bit. Maybe goes for the Raze Reyna instead of the Raze Jet, or go for the Phoenix Raze instead of Phoenix Jet. Both of the teams standard. And talking about standard, it's NXS with the dirty one taps. Starts us off brilliantly. It's Reckoning Esports with the advantage.
I felt that
Spike
hit from that
planted.
Sheriff one tap from all the way back here. Flew out of my chair a little bit, but it's gonna be NX is getting tagged down to only 3 HP. But with the spike going down already down near B, now the postline situation coming out from the side of Reckoning is really beautiful. But at the same time, look at the flank coming up from the side of the back lines. They're gonna be coming on in, and this flank is gonna be detrimental. Ion, you're such a beautiful position. It's gonna be Rio taking that first kill down on a cruiser guard. It's gonna be Ion getting the backstep kill on Vision. Beautiful plays indeed, but Garong, he has his positioning. He needs to get a kill. He's not gonna be able to find it. It's gonna be Ion getting another one to NX and Razor taking out Garong, and Rio getting the final kill on his twin brother. And ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna be a beautiful round coming out from the side of Reckoning. Their hold was absolutely indestructible. And Ion, massive flank coming out from him.
Yeah, a really nice flank for Ayan as for Reckoning Esports. They're able to hold on despite losing first blood in that round. They get a really quick spike planted down at B, and they just spam through the smokes. VILLAINOUS, they tried to go for the full diffuse, but they're not able to hold it on because for Reckoning, that flank as well as correct knowledge of where the spike is planted, meaning an easy pistol round, and now the opportunity to double their lead by picking up these weapons in this anti-eco. You can see this Jet, he's just waiting in the corner for Razor, he's expecting it, throws out the molly, burns her to the ground, adds a couple of bullets for extra measure. It's Ayan who'll actually pick up the kill, but now Garang and NXS holding on. Garang winning the battle with a frenzy and NXS with another, meaning now it's 3v3 on the map. Razor with the return though. But Gorong, he has a huge flank. He has a gun to his name as well. Gorong's position is going to be humongous. If he can get a kill, this could mean a thrifty 14 VILLAINOUS. It's going to be Cruiser God moving in from the long, getting the first kill. Now both Cruiser and Gorong should have the guns. We'll see how they can make it through because VILLAINOUS, Reckoning, they're really low.
Last player standing.
So low, but Rio is making the difference. He's gonna be able to get one more kill of his own to work with, but ouch, that is gonna hurt because now with this thrifty round for the side of the defenders, that is absolutely incredible. Mainly because now they just broke the morale in a way coming out from the side of Team Reckoning, because this round was super important for them, and the read coming out from the side of Team VILLAINOUS was incredible as well. Cruiser, he pushed himself down into A long, didn't really stay in the side, knowing for the fact that two members were rushing down from the side of A short. Due to the calls coming out from Vision, he was able to take a forward position, catch the entire opponent team off guard, and him getting that kill down onto the side of Under Heaven was the deciding factor in this round. And of course, the double pinch, we can never forget how beautiful that pinch was coming out from the side of Heaven, from Quake, and also from Garong coming down from the side of Sewer. Closing out this round in quick fashion, taking us to a 1-1 scoreline.
A beautiful round, and Gorong especially winning that duel against Clouder with just the frenzy against the Spectre, really setting up the rest of his team. Him and Cruiser God able to push in from A long and A sewers, allowed Quake to just hold on and delay like the post plant position taking for Reckoning for so long. Quake with his heaven positioning with the help of his teammates able to close it out, and now 1-1 is the scoreline, and it's gonna be Team VILLAINOUS with the full buys. Now we'll take a quick look at the scorecard because I am curious to see what Reckoning does choose to do. They're going to choose to go for the buys, not go for the eco. Instead, trying to contest the Spectres coming through. So it is Team VILLAINOUS with the better weaponry, even though both teams with similar investment. It's going to be up to Team VILLAINOUS to now take a significant lead as well as snowball their economy, or up to Reckoning to try and stabilize their eco a little bit. Now it's going to be a heavy A-stack rush for Reckoning Esports. The flash to push them in, but Vision with the Vandal holds on, gets one, gets another, delays the flash with his third, and that's a huge defense from VILLAINOUS. But Reckoning and Cloud are able to return it back. Chris with the double now, 2v2 on the map. Clones on
one enemy remaining.
Oh, Chris, he's making the difference out here. He has a triple kill to his name. He is looking for a Squadron. Who's going to be coming on top? It's going to be Quake. Now down to this 1-versus-1 situation. Is it going to be the Omen, or is it going to be Quake? Clouda, he's not checking his corners, and he gets caught off guard. He thought he was doing a wraparound, but Quake, he had the massive brain in that situation. Held down the angle, held down the fort from the side of Under Heaven, getting that kill on it, Clouda, taking him out, and it's going to be a clutch round for the side of Quake, taking us to a 2-1 scoreline. Team VILLAINOUS, they have a lot of fight in them.
was done and dusted with Vision's triple kill coming out. You can see it right here, right? He just lands headshot after headshot, holding from the B-lines with perfection, able to get Rio as well as a couple others and delay the flash for Razor for a little bit. But then Trist with his heroics pulls back all of those kills, all with the Spectre, picks up a Phantom to his name, able to get more, makes it 1v1, but Quake clutched out the last round, is going to do it again. Now 5-1 on the scoreline, gives the side of Team Villainous a huge eco boost. And with his ultimate ready, he's going to switch sides now, go and hold down C. That's exactly where all of Reckoning are. This is going to be cake for Quake if he plays it perfectly.
Why did that rhyme? I have no clue. But still, a beautiful rhyme nonetheless. As the match has slowed down just a little bit, as it is, of course, the eco round coming up from the side of Reckoning. But this eco round may be detrimental. And it says if he could have threaded that needle, it doesn't need to thread it because Razor walks into it by accident. A beautiful nade coming out from the side of NXS to deal the damage, and Gorong with reverse paranoia of his own. He gets a lot of information to work with. Spots on the corner of Clouda. He's going to be able to take a peek and he needs to dash out immediately. But it seems as though Tristy has something else to say about it. Vision does get the reverse kill down on the Clouda, taking us down to even just a little bit, but not too much, because a lot of damage has already been done. Trist couldn't really get the gun as well because of the positioning of the body in that situation. He didn't really want to expose himself from the side of CT. And it seems as though the entirety of the army of Reckoning, they're going to be moving themselves down onto the safe side to see if they can get the spike plant down at the bare minimum. But a beautiful play coming out from Ultragear. He goes to the heaven angle to see what he can find. Not really peeking, knowing how dangerous it can be with the Sheriff's in hand coming out from the side of the attackers. He's going to be going for the peek soon enough, and he does catch out Ion, trying to run away with his tail between his legs. But it seems as though this may just be the real problem, because ladies and gentlemen, two people down right inside of short. It's going to be Rio getting the first one tap, but it seems as though Nexus is going to be there to clean up the last remaining member. A beautiful round indeed coming out from the side of the defenders, but you have to give props to the side of Reckoning CA because they nearly pulled it off.
Like, you have to acknowledge the effort put in by them to be able to get the plant off. Even on the eco round, they did play the starting well, but the calm, collected approach of Villainous, they're able to just hold on. The Trapwires of Crucible, I think the way he sets them up very defensively, right, and very low, rather than the other Trapwires you generally see, really just ending up forcing the opponent to either look down to destroy the Trapwire or just walk over it in a rush. And that sort of like setup I really appreciate, because it shows a synergetic approach with the team. We talked about this yesterday even, like Zayd for paratroops, he was so good with how he was able to use that sentinel role to enable his teammates, and I think Crucible doing that today on point for Team Villainous. But now the full buy for Reckoning, the run it back ready. They're gonna push in aggressively, look to pull it back, and it's Razor already getting one kill with the run it back. It's Reckoning trying to pull it back on the scoreline, and Razor leading the charge. But now the Hunter's Fury ready. It's gonna be Quake trying to get some damage done. Will not get any tags. Instead, it's just Ayan with the kill and Clouda with another. Reckoning on their buy looking hella strong.
With this potency on their side, they're going to be able to close out a lot. Gorong gets tagged down, but it's going to be Quake coming in from the sidelines to save its buddy. Razor goes and takes a bullet to his face in that situation, but with the spike going down onto A and Reckoning, they have beautiful post plans to work with on their own. It's going to be leaving Quake and Gorong, the dynamic duo, to try and take off this round, but it seems as though it may just not be possible, especially with the entirety of Reckoning coming out for the hunt. Rio, he's making a lot of noise, making himself known to Quake, and Quake, he's holding down the angle, he's being patient. They're playing for the exit in this situation, and it's a really smart play coming out from them, as they do not really have the money in the following rounds to go in for buys other than two of their members. It will allow them to go for a full buy, especially with their teammates buying each other, but they need to survive. They cannot make this mistake. Reckoning, smelling the fact that they're going to be going in for these exit frags, the spams are going to be coming out, nearly grazing Quake, and Quake, he does take a little bit of damage, just spot out Rio, and he's going to be able to get out a beautiful round, especially at the very end, to get that one remaining kill, do a little bit more eco damage, and move forward into the following round.
Exit up, but the round being picked up for Reckoning is what is gonna play on their minds. Now Villainous, even though they won back-to-back rounds, you expect having won those 2 rounds, like before this round, the eco to start building. But given the fact that usually Reckoning was able to do a significant bit of damage, it carries over to this round because now we're gonna see half buys across the team. It's NXS with the Sheriff, the rest of his team members being able to get the full buys. The Guardian for Cruiser got a really interesting choice. Now for Reckoning Esports, full buys across the board. They have the right ultimates ready too. They stacked up onto this C site. They have the Hunter's Fury to pay for the post plant. They just need to get the plant through. And now having taken site control, they're gonna look to do just that. It's just this Trist playing on the lurk, the rest of his team on this side. Clouder with the plant, and now more than enough time to go and settle in for the post plants. This positioning from Trist though is gonna be key because VILLAINOUS, they're ready for the retake.
But at the same time, Gorong, yes.
Nowhere to run!
Devon's filling out the cypher. He's gonna be going into the play. Gorong gets one initial kill, but it's gonna be Iron and Triss answering back with their own trio with the 100 Fury. Ever so consistent. Gets a kill down on the Vision. It's gonna be Iron getting one more down on the Quake, leaving Gorong on his lonesome. Gorong smells Cloud coming in right behind him because of the gunshots coming out from him. And he needs to make a run for it. He needs to book it to the other place if he wants to save this gun. But it seems as though he's gonna be looking for the exit frag. He does find on to Rio, and he tries to show the jazz hands to Triss, but he gets taken out immediately. And that's gonna be another beautiful attacking round with that C execute coming out ever so pristine from the side of Reckoning.
Really nice execute, but I have to say, like, on the side of VILLAINOUS, I feel like that site was given up a bit too easily. Like, we've talked about this in the past. On Haven, like, in general, B side the easiest to retake, A the second easiest to retake, and in general, C the hardest, because teams are able to get those long plants through and just play very defensively, allow the attackers to walk into their trap. So generally, you expect teams to be very like defensive with their C approach. Make sure that they're not giving up the side for free. Even if you don't get a couple kills, you want to try and get as much damage done as possible. But the fact that VILLAINOUS gave it up so easily, choosing to play on the retake ends up playing out of their hands. Rio with the Hunter's Fury gets a kill and gets so much information with the subsequent tags, allows his teammate to hold on and pick up the round. Now for VILLAINOUS, they have 4 ultimates ready, but still, they're not using it proactively. So it's Rio finding the aggressive pusher on Team VILLAINOUS, taking down Triss, meaning no Sentinel ready for Team VILLAINOUS. It's just the players trying to hold it down. Triss with a flick instantly denies Vision with the Blade Storm. And now with the side control, it's right planted.
One enemy remaining.
That Vision felt that in that situation. It's going to be Triss from the sidelines as well, with Rio and Triss getting one each. Leaving Gorong once again on his lonesome to try and survive and get a couple of kills to make his economy a little bit better. But it seems as though Razor, he has other plans. He's going to be able to take him out, and it's going to be another round on the board for the side of the attackers, taking us to a 3-4 scoreline. And see, I really want to ask you, like, do you believe that from the side of VILLAINOUS, they need to take a much more proactive approach? Because I do believe that they're playing a bit too defensively, allowing the map to just get completely controlled by everyone in Reckoning.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I want to see more usage of the Raze, especially. Like, we've said this so many times. We appreciated yesterday Edit so much for his proactive Hunter's Fury usage. And that's the same line of thought here, right? I want to see NXS with his Showstopper really using it aggressively rather than reactively. You can use that Showstopper to not just get some damage and kills, but also to create some space. If you can go with your teammates for a B-side rush, for example, even on defense, use that Showstopper to completely clear out windows. It essentially funnels the attackers either onto A or C. But VILLAINOUS, again, they're playing very defensively, very reactively. And now allowing this B-side push, they're going to wait and try to go on the retake. Now, a retake will be very simple, but for Reckoning Esports, they've completely spread out. You can see Ayan once again positioning himself for a huge flank. He's pushed into A side. His teammates just need to hold on for as long as possible, and Ayan will take care of it.
Oh, with the Guardian as well. Vision just ending a lot of people. But Razor comes in from the backline, straight from the side of Garage. He's gonna be able to find one and Iron with the flank from both sides. A pincer to boot to take out everyone funneling down onto this B side. The rotations coming up from the side of Reckoning is just so clean and just so pristine.
Guys, it's really simple. B site is really easy to retake. Yes, that's objectively. So let them retake it and we'll retake it from their retake. End up just bamboozling them 2 times over. We'll corner them from every single angle. Be like, you know what? You can take the site. We'll take your heads. Reckoning with the really smart approach. Now with the 2-round lead. They're on fire, and now with the running back ready again, it's going to be Razor literally using that fire to push forward. We'll see if NXS is able to use his ulti, because last round especially, like, I would have liked to see an ultimate down into window to get Villainous more control of that area, like maybe push into the mid a bit more, maybe try and find the advantage on the basis of that. But again, it's the aggressive push from Cruiserguard. Let's see if he gets caught out this time.
Scanning ahead.
Joke's over!
Slower,
You're
but
dead!
just as I say, they're gonna be making the rush down onto the A side, and that's gonna be completely empty. This was a semi-force by a round coming out from them with a couple of their members buying some items, but it seems as though Razor, he did not spot anyone out in that situation with the running back because of the flash being present, but it's gonna be Rio getting the first initial kill down on Jagorang, and it's gonna be Vision trying to go in for a play from the silence, but the classic is just too inaccurate in that range. He gets taken out immediately by Rio with a spray, leaving NXS and Quake to try and fend for themselves. A beautiful paranoia in this situation from the side of Under Heaven. The timing was so well done. It's gonna be Quake getting 1-1 tap down onto his twin brother to take him out, but the army's already gonna be there as Triss and Clouda coming to clean up the last remaining member, as it's gonna be taking us down to a 3-6 scoreline on the map occasion.
It really does feel like Reckoning starting to steamroll over Team Villainous. Now, this was the eco for Team Villainous though, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Hope that they will be able to pull it back next round, because now you can see that Reckoning really starting to play mind games with them. Every single flank that Team Villainous is trying, every single aggressive push that Team Villainous is trying, Reckoning able to predict, and rather actually not even predict, rather just be meticulous, be very sure of where they could possibly be, checking every single corner and checking their flanks constantly to end up just making a foolproof approach on their attack. It's Reckoning now with a 3-round lead. We'll have to see if they can, Villainous can pull it back. Now, Reckoning once again, they spread themselves out. They're gonna look for the picks. This time with the smoke down in window, it's Razor with the aggressive garage push. Now, Razor has Gorong right here. The Sova bolt gonna be taken down instantly, and Gorong, he'll have to back off. Backed off in time, did not get taken down by Razor's spray. Instead, now having made a bunch of noise down at garage, they're gonna leave Razor here for distraction. The rest of the team are gonna rotate down into it.
This rotation could be the play that they needed, because slowly they put down back into A, leaving only Cruiserguard to fend for himself to see if he can find something. Vision holding down the sidelines, Vision holding down the sidelines as much as he can from the side of B. But it seems as though they know what's up. They're gonna be making that execute down onto the A side, and ladies and gentlemen, I do believe the push is gonna be coming through, but Ion, he's going in for the fake, and everyone else is rotating back down towards the C side. A lot of rotations just would be coming through, and it's gonna be Ion versus the entire world. The shot does not connect coming out from the side of Vision, and a lot of time is being wasted, but Reckoning, they're slowly making their way down to the other side, and a beautiful fake coming out from the side of the attackers, and Ion, he's doing the damage, he's getting the kills, and he's making the noise that the team needs. Reckoning with the big brain plays in this situation immediately came out on top in that engagement, and you have to give it to them. And it seems as though Clouda, he smells a gen right above him, and he's gonna be deep frying him real soon, I do hope. But it seems as though Vision, he also knows what's up. Clouda with a beautiful flick. He does get a wallbang headshot down on the Vision. Tags it down with a little bit of HP, but Ion's gonna be there to back up his teammate. Goes in for the kill. Immediately one taps him out of existence, and Quake, there's nothing that he can do against 4 angry members of Reckoning trying to hunt him down. And it's gonna be a 3-7 scoreline on the scoreboard. And Reckoning, they have all the momentum in the world.
Reckoning on point here. That bait and switch, as you mentioned, so good. They're able to use the pressure created by Razor while the rest of them made their way onto A to completely flip it again, leave Ayan in A this time, and go for that C-side push. The fact that not only are they able to get the C-side push, get the spike launcher, but also Ayan able to pick up the kills on the back end, meaning that Reckoning, they had advantages all over, and very comfortably they're able to convert those advantages into the round win. Now 7-3 on this map. They're gonna stack up on this C-side, go for the push once again, because you know what? This is a perfectly their approach. They have that Hunter's Fury ready. They're gonna take that seaside. They're gonna get that long plant and look for the classic lobby positioning. Just really foolhardy, meticulous plays by
Spike
Reckoning.
planted.
This is where the real fun is about to start, because if they're able to go in for this retake and be able to come out on top, it may just be possible. Quake, he does get that one down on a Razor, but Rio, he has his own vengeance. He gets that kill down on the Garang. Cloud answers back with his own kill onto NXS, taking him out, leaving Quake in this 1 versus 4 situation. He's gonna be able to find one more kill of his own to boot. He has the shock darts ready. He's gonna be able to do the damage. Quake, he's making the difference. He gets a triple kill to his name with 3 bullets to the head. And ladies and gentlemen, he's looking for more. He finds this 4th bullet straight to the head of his own twin brother. But the flank is gonna be coming out real soon. And this is such a spammable swan. Vision, sorry, Ion needs to try for the kill, and he's gonna be able to with the Phantom in hand. He closed out that round, but that was too close.
Last round
Quake
before the
with his
switch.
pristine aim nearly made the difference.
Quake, whoa. Headshots, my guy. Like, look at this. Gets the
drop.
first. This I understand. Like, able to find the headshot onto Triss. Then these
Thanks.
two are what I'm just really flabbergasted by. Instantly gets Clouder as soon as he comes into his view. And then this flick, as soon as he sees the shoulder of that
Let
Sova,
us hunt.
expecting him to come on the other side, able to pick up his 4K. Quake with the nasty plays, but Ion with the
Revealing
even better movement, able to come through from CT. I don't think Quake really had an option. He had to go for that defuse, and Ion staying the safe option, even though it meant that he died. He's like, I'm not gonna spam and waste time. Instead, I'm just gonna go directly into his face and take him down. Now, once again, reckoning for this seaside push. They're using the Hunter's Fury, but look at Cruzagod's positioning. Cruzagot with the trigger control will not pay off for him. Razor taking him down. And we've seen so many instances of this
Spike
where the
planted.
trigger control ends up just backfiring on you. Now VILLAINOUS is ready for the retake, but with Clouder taking one down, it's going to be up to
player
NXS
standing.
and Gorong. NXS he gets one, but instantly gets traded out. A quick round in the favor of Reckoning to close out that first half.
That was a rough round. coming
Switching
out for them,
sides.
Especially once again, I will say this over and over again, that the primary issue that I'm seeing coming out from the side of Team VILLAINOUS is they're not really establishing any form of map control. There is no garage control to work with. This Triss just came in from the side of C-Long, walked inside of garage, took out Garong. And I understand that the seaside rush is really difficult to stop. Yes, but when you're playing in for the retake scenario, you need to take C-Long control and then pincer your enemies coming out from C-Long, coming out from CT, and one from Garage to create a lot of pressure. And it seems as though there is no coordinated pushes coming out from anyone on the side of Team VILLAINOUS. While Team Reckoning, they're constantly being coordinated. They're pushing in together as a unit. There's always a double peak, always a triple peak. And this is their downfall. I'm really hoping to see that coming out on this round, that they're going to be able to hopefully take a fight. But it seems as though Rio, he has something else to say about it. One tapping Vision out of existence.
I mean, now it's gonna beat Team VILLAINOUS on the attack, and I do believe it's supposed to get difficult here, right? Because they don't have the flashes here. All they can really do is try to go for an aggressive push. So we'll see if they can get it done. But Rio getting the one taps, it does feel like the map of the Hunter, because Quake is leading the charts for Team VILLAINOUS, and Rio with 13 kills as well, doing so well for Reckoning Esports. Both the Sovas on point. Now Team VILLAINOUS, they've taken A-side control, but Reckoning willing to give it up, rather play on the retake with their man advantage. We'll see what they can get done. It's going to be up to Rio to use his recon bolt to get the info for his team. He's going to wait for everyone to come through before he uses it though. Now, the counter recon did spot them out, but Reckoning, they know exactly what VILLAINOUS is expecting. They're going to start pushing in aggressively now. The paranoia to lead the charge, the recon bolt to give the information. They know where everyone is. The paranoia comes out for Reckoning. In they go, and
One
that's the
enemy
remake.
remaining.
See it? That retake was so quick. My eyes couldn't catch it. That's how fast it was. That paranoia is so beautiful, and Aya just immediately dashing into Graffiti, clears out the right corner, clears out the left corner, clears out most of short, goes for a peek on the NXS, takes him down, and from the side of Heaven, 2 members jump down as well, one clearing under Heaven, one clearing A-Long, and then immediately just closing out every single possible sideline. Gorong nearly pulled off the heroics by getting that one tap, but the positioning and the retake scenario from the side of Reckoning was absolutely amazing.
Here.
Yeah, Reckoning. on point. Like that's what I was talking about. They're willing to give up this side to play on the retake because they're so clean with the retake. As you mentioned, you snap
Take
your
flight.
fingers and reckoning is done. They're just into this side. They've taken control of every single side line because they use their utilities in perfect synergy. The paranoia comes out with the recon bolt, meaning that they get the information as well as the blinds. As soon as they get the information, they go, and they take down the trades instantly, able to secure the side back for themselves and secure that round. It's going to be reckoning now in this next with the buys. Team Villain is stuck with their eco. Now, you can see Villain is once again, they're going to try to force this A side. It's Thrist on his lonesome holding it down. And we'll see how well he's able to hold it down because he has all but one approach here. He's going to play very defensively, try to get as much information as he can. The camera, he's making sure not to use the dart so that he can get like that camera not taken down. This camera is going to come in clutch. Finally, it will get taken down, but they are really low. The shock dart stacked them down. Now reckoning with their full health bars, they're going to push in, take the side back.
Cage trigger.
They have all the control in the world to work with it again with the clean execute. The bodies are going to be dropping on down. And it seems as the team Villainous, they're going to be on the back foot. Everyone's going to be running on in. It's going to be Cloud, Ion, and Triss all getting kills of their own. And it's going to be a flawless round coming out from the side of the defenders. Ladies and gentlemen, that retake was so pristine and so clean, just like the first initial retake.
Yeah, this is just the same approach once again, right? This time, in fact, they don't have the man advantage, but they do have severe health bar advantage. Amazing lineups from Rio to be able to tag them down so low in the first place. But then once again, the paranoia combined with the information coming in, this time from the Cypher camera, they're able to just push into the site aggressively. Razor even got a hot hand skill. The fact that they're able to do this so cleanly and go for the double peaks every time. Like I noticed when they went for the hell peak, they do it with two mans, making sure that even if one person gets traded, the other person able to pick it up. Reckoning with an absolutely clean approach. Now we'll see if they're able to pick up match point because this is the buy round coming out for the side of Team Villainous. Now Reckoning, despite the fact that they had the lighter weaponry, they've already picked up first blood. And now Razor, he's lurking in the shadows, looking for the kills. But on the other side, you can see all the Villainous, they're starting to group up onto this mid area. This push by Razor and Cloudia though, if Villainous don't make their way out of this area now, they're gonna get caught in between Rock and Hard Place. Inside Reckoning, they're gonna give up that push, go back to this site expecting a garage push. The expectation on point.
Expecting the push, but at the same time, it seems as though Reckoning, they know exactly what's up. They're slowly making their way down forward onto the seaside. And now C control is being established, and they need to be careful. Razor knows what's up. They're going to be inside of the site, and they're going to be clearing
30
every
seconds
single
left.
angle. Vision not going in for the spam just yet, but the spike is going to be making their way down on the scene. It seems as though none of the members from the side of Reckoning, they're going to be opting to come on in just yet. The spike's going to be going down, and the retake scenario has already been planned out. But there is going to be a man advantage coming out from the side of the defenders, so they're going to be able to hold down the fort for just a little while longer, especially with what they have. But they have inferior weaponry, and this inferior weaponry may just be the main issue that they have. It's going to be Vision getting 2 kills of his own, evening out the late kills, but it's going to be Clouda coming in from the sidelines to make it even Stevens just a little bit more. And it says he only just has Marshall to work with. It's going to be Gorog and Quake with damage of their own, and it's going to be Quake with the last kill down on the Clouda. Beautiful positioning and coming out from all of the members of Team Villainous to take that round away. And this is their fighting round, by the way, CA. Because you have to remember, it is a 4-11 scoreline. You never want to try and fight for that overtime because the amount of pressure and the amount of mistakes that you can make, you want to have that wiggle room at the bare minimum.
Yeah, for sure. The fact that they're able to pull this off, it does just give them a second to take a deep breath. Be like, guys, it's not over just yet. We can pull off a comeback. We'll see if they're able to do that. Now, with the full buys in their name, it's going to be Reckoning instead, forced onto a couple of Spectres to accommodate this operator buy for Ryan. He makes it work. That's 100% investment paid off already. That operator single-handedly just holding down this A site and now going for the aggressive push, giving so much information to his teammates because look at their setup. It's all about denying this C side push. They're giving up the B side with only holding down that trap fire, but Ayan, he was supposed to hold on to A, instead gets taken down, and this should open A side altogether for Villainous. but they're not choosing to make the push just yet. They recognize that they have over 60 seconds of time, so they're just gonna try to get as much info as they can. The recon drone getting one, but the run it back for Razor on fire, able to pick up 3 more. Reckoning just steal that round back from the hands of VILLAINOUS.
One running back alone just entirely demolished everyone from the side of Team Villainous. His running back and Razor, he's just so dangerous whenever he's on that Phoenix, but Vision! What was that disgusting one tap, my dude? Just sending Razor out of existence, pretty much. Razor probably fell out of his chair after getting one tap that hard. But Vision, he has a tall order. He has to fight against 3 members, and the spike is nowhere near him. And I do believe he's probably opting to go in for the save with only 40 seconds left on the clock because he wants to have a gun
10
to
seconds
try
left.
and fight for that last round. But CA, on a 12-4 scoreline, it's going to be a tall order for the side of the villains.
Difficult for VILLAINOUS now, especially considering that with 4 members down and the number of members that went down in the round before this, they don't really have that eco cushion to be able to lose a round and get the full buys through. So there will be end up semi buys coming through. They'll have a couple of light shields, a couple of specters, a bulldog maybe even. So we'll have to see where they're able to really push through their advantage, because now for Reckoning, the operator will come through once again. I do believe, like, even if they did not have time to save Ion's operator, they will be able to afford another operator. So full buys for Reckoning Esports and a couple Spectres and Sheriff for the side of Team VILLAINOUS. The ball in the court of Reckoning. We'll have to see how they can make use of it. Now, VILLAINOUS, they have 5-man stack. They're going for the aggressive push, but Razor already on the flank. He's pushing in so aggressively. Gorong escapes in time down into hell, able to get away from Razor. But Razor, he's going to do so much damage. Already picking up 1 kill. And now Rio with the lineup denying another. Reckoning starting to swarm VILLAINOUS on every single angle. They're not going to give them any time. And while Gorong might get the plant through, Razor is taken down. That kill is going to be so huge for VILLAINOUS. Now they just have to hold on. Gorong with another is trying to wait it out, but Clouda and Rio will be in. The main VILLAINOUS left to try and pull this off.
With only Vision down in this 1 versus 3 situation, it's gonna be a lot to work with, but Vision, he may just be able to make the difference, but it's gonna be Ion with the right click to take him down. It's gonna be a 13-14 scoreline. Fist bumps all around. Cheers to come out as well. A beautiful round indeed. I mean, up from the side of Reckoning as they take map number 1 in their favor.
Esports, like the way they're able to execute some of their plays, right? Just absolutely clean, shows a lot of practice put on by their end to being able to match these situations. The lineups for Rio and for the entire team, the approach where there's one person always going for the aggressive push. This is a sort of proactivity that we wanted to see from VILLAINOUS on their own defense. And Reckoning shows exactly why it is so good and so important. Razor constantly able to take so much control just sets his team up for so much success. Now, Razor is going to pick up the MVP, but I think we have plenty to talk about how that map ended up going and where both of the teams could have changed a couple of things. So let's quickly go to the LG Ultragear match highlights. Really just talk about how this map ended up going and why it became a 13-4. Now, for me, as I said, Reckoning, they were just absolutely clean with not just their retakes, but also their setups in general. Like the 4-man stack towards C side while Ion plays with the operator down at A. Really just playing off each other's strengths to combine to form a really impenetrable fort on defense. And on attack, they were continuously creative with how they wanted to approach the bait and switch happening so many times. The way they were stacking onto this side when they had the Hunters Fury ready. All of those just default plays that we expect from top teams. The fact that we're seeing it on Reckoning practice so well gives me a lot of hope for where this team can go. Now for VILLAINOUS, I think it was the exact opposite of that aggressive. Everything that we praised Reckoning for was just missing from VILLAINOUS. The aim on point, Quake had a hell of a day, but the strategy just not enough to beat a top team like Reckoning.
As you said it before, we needed to see a lot more coming out from the side of VILLAINOUS. Especially the double peak and the triple piece, it was not really present. So many heroics being pulled off by single players, but nothing being done as a team. They didn't go in for side executes together. They were not really proactive in the way they were able to hold their defense. And when it came to their attacking rounds as well, it seemed a bit lackluster. They tried to force themselves down the throats of Team VILLAINOUS. Against the side of Team Reckoning, but it really didn't work out in their favor, mainly because they had no previous map control being established. No one was really going in for a flank. No one was really trying to poke and prod at the enemy, saying like, hey, I'm actually here, so you better worry about me. Giving an opportunity, trying to create that opening that Team Villainous needed to go in for a lot of the pushes. So you have to think of it like that, but still, really good try coming out from the side of Team Villainous, and hopefully in the next map they're going to be able to iron out these problems and put up a better fight moving forward.
Yeah, now you do have to remember that, like, at the end of the day, this was Reckoning's pick. So hopefully, Villainous with their own map pick will look a bit stronger, because I think I don't have to say to the viewers or you what happens when Razor starts getting on form. He was the MVP in map 1, so he's gonna be the player to keep your eye on in map 2. Reckoning Esports with a dominant win in map 1, looking to maintain their spot in this invitational tournament and grab a bit of bragging rights along the way. They're on the right track. Now, before we go set up for map 2, make sure you like the stream and hit that subscribe button with the notifications bell on. After this match is just finals all the way through, the lower bracket finals, the upper bracket finals, and then the grand finals coming through you really soon. So you want to make sure you're there on time for all of those things. Also, check out the links in the description below for some amazing discounts for you to just check out while we go set up for map 2. We'll see you really soon with the next map of the match in the LG Ultragear TEC Valorant Invitational Tournament really soon.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational. We're back with map number 2, and this time I will be your host and caster, and I'll be joining CA on the panel. It was a great map number 1. I would say it was a little bit more of a stomping from the side of Reckoning Esports, and they've managed to take map 1 for themselves. So let's head into the map veto screen and see which map will be up next. Now, CA, personally, I felt on the side of Team Villainous at least. I think Vision, he did a really good job. And on the side of Reckoning Esports, I think Razor stole the spotlight. Looking at map number 2, which will be Ascent, how do you think this one is going to pan out?
I mean, he called Razor Jigglypuff for a reason. Like, that reason happened on this particular map of Ascent. But having said that, like, you expect Villainous to be able to pick up the pace now that this map is their pick. It's their choice in this best of 3 series. So I'm expecting the rest of the team to really pick up the slack around Vision and Quake as well. Really make sure that they play together in a synergized fashion, find the advantages in key situations where they're able to pull it off. Now, I'm not expecting a triple duelist at all for a second with their hovers. I thought it might be possible, but instead it's just going to be standard team comms throughout. Just that Cypher Killjoy change might come through with Trist picking up that Killjoy. Other than that, it's just going to be the Razor on that Raze and no more changes for either team.
All right. So, both compositions looking a little bit similar, not so much. I mean, Cruiser God, he's always going to stay on that Cypher. It will be interesting if he does pull out the Killjoy, but I'm pretty sure it won't be. Reckoning Esports locking in their lineup,
Ooh.
Cruiser God with the Reyna. Okay, so this is going to get interesting. I see you bouncing up and down, CA, but, right now in this competition, the losing team, I do believe, will be placed in 6th place, and the winning team will at least be 5th. So, Team Villainous, looking at them as a team, I think they're going to leave everything down on the line. They're just going to put everything out. They're going to play whatever they want to play. And, Reckoning Esports, they took map number 1. So, you can see that they got the game faces ready. They want to come into game 2 and hopefully wrap that up. And it's up to Team Villainous to kind of just maybe pull a few tricks out the bag. All right, so, Cruiser God, he's going to be on that Reyna. We have Quake on the Sova, Golrang on Omen, NXS, with the Raze, and Vision with the Jet, which I feel is a great idea because, sometimes we see Vision on the Raze instead. Now, on the side of Reckoning Esports, how do you feel about their lineup?
Very standard picks all throughout, as you were expecting. The Killjoy on Trist, which I do prefer a lot more than Cypher on Ascent, and then that Raze to just round it off. The only thing they are missing are those flashes. It's going to make it difficult for them on the attack, but since they are starting on the defense, if they can take a commanding lead on the defensive side, going into the attack against 3 duelists is going to make things very easier. Now, on the note of 3 duelists, as you said, I was really happy about this change coming through for Villainous because it's not particularly about what composition as much as it is about the fact that the time for a change was well due. For Villainous, they were running the same compositions for quite a while, and the fact that they've made the change in this map as they fight for their lives for that 5th position, it's really nice to see because it means that the hope has not been lost just yet. The team very much believes in themselves, and now they're going to try to push through this map too and potentially take us to an ice box.
Indeed, very well said. And if I do recall correctly, Reckoning Esports, they are no strangers to the Ascent map, and they can definitely pack a punch. Now, Ayan, he's going to find a kill. Razor picks up 2, 1 with a nade, and Rio's going to take out Vision. Only 1 member down on the side of Reckoning, and Quake with a beautiful headshot onto Razor, but he is going to get cleaned up by Clouda. 3 defenders standing. A great start for Reckoning Esports.
Yeah, their defense on point for Reckoning. Even though, you see, Villainous, they make the right move going for this side. Reckoning, they're expecting it. Razor already rotated over from mid, able to get here on time. As soon as the recon ball gets so much information, combined with the grenades, they just corner them into that lane and just make toast with the entire team. Reckoning Esports on point, but quick with that headshot shows me glimpses of potential from Team Villainous. Now we'll see if they can translate those glimpses into actual advantages. Now the buys for Razor, he's gonna use that grenade as a sort of flash of sorts to basically clear out watch the space for him, push in aggressively, use that boomwatch to get the info and a couple of kills. It's Reckoning dominating already in this round.
Eco round for the villains. And Vision, he's gonna find Triss, Clouda. He's pulling it back. Quake manages to find a double. It's a 2v1. Vision with the shotty. He picks up Clouda. And Rio's the last man standing. It was an equal round. But Quake and Vision picking up 2 kills each just allowed them to change the tides of this game. And a beautiful shock dart from Rio. No stranger to that. And Vision retrieving a Spectre from the side of Reckoning Esports. He's going to end it off with a 3K. And this was what we called, CA. When Vision is on that jet, it's almost like he is a completely different person. He's just on fire. He's very much on form. And to be able to pick up those kills using that shotty was pretty impressive. So 1-all on the board. Team Villainous, they're definitely, you know, putting a little bit of a dent into the economy of Reckoning Esports.
Yeah, Team Villainous, the funny thing is they did the exact same thing in map 1, pulling off this eco round. It's sort of become the specialty of theirs in this series. They do it so consistently. As you said, Vision on that jet with that shorty, making so much value come out of that tiny weapon. Just on point for Team Villainous, but now Reckoning, they are gonna go for the eco, but the sheriffs are more than enough. Triss able to pick up 1 kill, even though he gets tagged down really low, does secure the advantage for Reckoning Esports. And now Clouda with his own shorty, he's waiting in the shadows, waiting for who's got to push in. And even though he gets a headshot, the phantom headshot better than the shorty headshot, meaning now 4v4 on the map. It's Villainous with a side push.
Look out there, shot down to low health. NXS is gonna come in with the Vandal, takes out Triss. Rio firing away with the Sheriff. And let's see if Reckoning can beat Team Villainous at their own game with all these Sheriff buys. Rio trying to get a little bit of damage in. He's still gonna force the issue. 3 defenders coming in from short. And we do see a little bit of a switch up here from Ayan. He might just come through the rafters. But meanwhile, Razor, he's gonna go for a shot. Fires a few bullets, it does connect. 2v4 situation, the spike has been planted. Ayan, beautifully done with that Sheriff. Onto NXS. And now with the Cloud Burst. Ayan, finding Gorang right there. Right across, and Quake is gonna take out the last 2 members from under the rafters. And that was a pretty good eco round for the side of Reckoning Esports, being able to get 3 kills. I would say that that is most definitely worth. But Team Villainous, they do find themselves with the 1-round lead.
This team able to secure that round despite Ayan's heroics, the nasty one times. You see one there, you're gonna see another one, I think through the smoke as well. Just gets a view of Barong for like a half a second before the smoke completely solidifies, and using that information in his head with the perfect crossfire placement, he gets another. But it's Villainous with the really nice rounds, using that triple duelist comp really well to their advantage, getting trades across the map. Now with the lead, they're gonna lose first blood once again though. And now Razor with the showstopper, it's Ayan and Razor, the dynamic duo. 5 seconds into the round and 4 members of Villainous already dead. Reckoning they're angry about being down.
Last man standing is going to be NXS. What a comeback from the side of Reckoning Esports. Team Villainous, they're going to feel the hurt and the pain. But hey, pretty back and forth here, at least on the side of Ascent. NXS firing a few shots. He's going to connect that headshot. 1v3, and the spike is so far away. 1 minute on the timer. NXS does have a little bit of time to play with. We do see Clouda and Ayan very close to the spike by lobby. And they are going to keep guard, keep watch. Rio lurking in the mid area. NXS checking all possible angles. It's just him and himself alone. Tossing out that satchel. And I do believe that, you know, that is going to give a little bit of an audio cue for the side of Reckoning. NXS, he spots out Clouder, but he gets taken out. And that's going to be 2-all on the scoreboard. Reckoning Esports, they don't want to let this map get away from them.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports using that showstopper to perfection to create so much space with that A main push. Razor, he's able to get the first kill. You can see here perfectly on the instant replay. As soon as the A main feed goes down and Razor gets the first kill, they're able to use that showstopper picked up right then and there to allow Razor and both Ayan, the dash up draft coming in, to pick up multiple kills on the back end. Even though Razor only gets one kill, the amount of space he creates for Ayan to go for that dash updraft play and pick up a couple kills on the back end meant that the duelists playing with each other able to secure their round, make it even. And now for this side of Villainous, they're gonna have to try and change something up. It's Quake with the predictive Hunter's Fury. Did not get a kill, but was able to get a couple tags. But the push instantly denied. It's Razor and Ayan answering back and securing this lead for Reckoning Esports. These rounds are going really quick at the start of it.
Indeed, you know, there's a lot of actioning happening in the first 30 seconds of the round, which usually, you know, we don't really see that. Teams kind of wait it out. They come in at the last moment. Cruiser got there with the Sheriff. He's going to take out Rio and Triss with the return kill. 3v2, Reckoning Esports. They still might have this one in the bag with that man advantage. Definitely could use it over Team Villainous, Vision, and Quake. Quake with 6 kills, leading at the top. He does have the Bulldog Vision. Gonna rely on those one taps. And he's gonna meet up with his buddy. 2 defenders looking, waiting for the rotation on the B-side. Triss, he's in the boathouse. He's gonna take out Quake. And Vision falls as well. Beautiful triple kill for Triss. Holding it down as the Sentinel. And looks like Quake is having a ball of a time, just laughing at that situation.
Like, the mentality of Villainous is something that we've definitely always appreciated. Even though they lose the round, you see the smiles on their face, knowing that these players are gonna stay positive despite the odds. And that's something I definitely have to give props for Reckoning. Now able to win back-to-back rounds, will end up in a position where you can get Ayan on that operator. You see that coming through. He's gonna be holding down that B side all by himself. And the setup by Reckoning to enable the rest of their players even more is going to be Razor with the aggressive push, gets taken down by Vision. And now Bruce got taken down Rio, meaning that for Reckoning Esports, the dominoes falling left, right, and center. Just 2 more players left. With Chris holding down the side, he's going to get 1. But with him getting taken down, A side completely open, and that's where Villainous can set their sights out.
Spike planted.
Ayan, beautifully done there on the operator. But he's the last man standing. Team Villainous, they want to take this back. And now Goreng just staying here on A short. Now the plant has been made. Goreng here, going for the push. He knows exactly where Ayan is, but 30 HP, he's got to watch out. When it comes to Ayan on this jet and the AWP, he can be a complete beast. Now a round that Reckoning Esports is willing to give away, we do see that Villainous will be hunting for Ayan. And I think that's going to be really cool. But, you know, overall, I didn't expect Team Villainous to be able to set quite a good pace, at least here on the side of attack. Quake is going to get taken down by Ayan, and that operator will be carried over to the next round. So good on Reckoning Esports there. But Team Villainous, I think they're doing a pretty good job in this early game right now on the side of attack. Solely for the fact that we know that they thrive way better on the side of defense. And as for Reckoning Esports, I mean, Ayan and Razor, they're popping off.
Yeah. Say, like, as you said, like, Team Villainous, they are known to be slightly more coordinated on the defense, so they are doing a pretty good job. But for Reckoning, at the end of the day, is facing up against a triple duelist composition. So for them going on to the other side is gonna get much simpler counter attack. But now Ayan, with his saved operator, he's showing exactly why it's worth it to give up a round to save that weapon. Picks up 1 kill, and now holding down mid with his buddies. They pick up a couple more. Reckoning Esports taking the advantage in this round, looking to take the advantage in the entire map in terms of the scoreline. Now just 2 members left for Villainous. It's Quake and Gorang trying to get this A side push through, but they're swarmed to multiple angles. It's Rio holding down from Garden, Razor pushing in from mid top into A main. Now Quake and Gorang, they'll get into sight, but they will be spotted by Quake right here. Quake with the triggers. absolutely on point, but now gets his
Standing ahead.
recon bolt out, is gonna get some information for his team, allow the rest of them to push through. You can see though, he's leaving Chris on that B side to make sure he's backed up, and now Ion on the rotate will be able to secure this round for Reckoning Esports.
Very nice shot up by Rio, but it looks like Reckoning, they want to rush the last man standing. Ion switches up the position, comes down at the site, wraps that up with a beautiful 3K. What a bounce back from the side of Reckoning. And you can see Ion is still as cool as a cucumber. A lot of energy drinks for Reckoning. They want to stay in the game. And, you know, moving on into the next round, there is 4 ultimates ready for the side of Reckoning Esports, so that can be deadly. 3 on the side of VILLAINOUS, and it is a good point that, you know, Team VILLAINOUS coming in with a very different approach. They usually run 1 controller, 1 sentinel, but now the fact that it's a triple duelist composition, we can see why it might be a little bit of an easier time here on the side of attack, but it's really up to them to kind of prove their consistency. Ion, he's not gonna give them a break. 2 kills in a matter of less than 5 seconds. Ion with the shotty, he's gonna find NXS, and NXS Boombot does take him out, but hey, that round lasted for a total of 10 seconds. Team VILLAINOUS, they don't know what just happened. NXS is just dying with laughter there, but man, Ion holding it down on that A site.
Ion beast, what was that? The first op shot, okay, fair enough, Ion is really good on the operator. The second op shot, he's really good on the positioning. But being able to dodge out the showstopper in the air, picking up the 3rd kill with the shorty, Ion, that's just some absolute nutty madness. Ion just crazy, helping secure for Reckoning Esports this 2-round lead. I'm honestly still flabbergasted with the way he's able to just play so calmly under so much pressure. 5 people rushing into his face, he don't care. Now for Reckoning Esports, going into this next round, it will be Team VILLAINOUS with the full buys. That was the eco last round for VILLAINOUS, so they'll try to pull back some of the tempo in their favor, and they really need to do that because this triple duelist composition will start getting a little weaker going into the defense when you don't have a sentinel. Now you can see Ion with 14 kills. He's the man to take down if VILLAINOUS are looking to make a play, and instead of taking down, they're looking to avoid him altogether. Going for this A-side push, go wrong with the From the Shadows, and NXS with the kill. It's VILLAINOUS with the side push.
Alright, we do hear the Hunter Tree being popped by Rio. He's gonna fire away. He does tag a couple of members. He might just find a kill, and Rio takes out Cruiser God. 3v3 situation. Rio keeping it to an even playing field for his team. Just putting in that work. Now the lockdown has been deployed by Triss, as well as the turret. Reckoning Esports, they're ready for this retake. Now Gorek's gonna find a double, and Vision takes out Rio. A way to end of this round. 3 players detained. Now those cleanups were really quick, and Quake being able to peel with that ultimate was a good move for Team VILLAINOUS, now bringing the scoreline to 4-5, still in favor of Reckoning. But hey, you know, it's very back and forth. We only have a few rounds left until it is the second half, and I'm actually surprised that here, you know, Team VILLAINOUS, they're keeping up with Reckoning Esports, and you know, consistency is always going to be key. From the performance in map number 1, I do think that Reckoning Esports might have the edge over VILLAINOUS, but hey, you know, this is the Villains' last chance. They gotta take map 2 to bring it into a map 3 if they still want to stay in the running.
You can see VILLAINOUS, they're gonna try to go for an aggressive push on a B. They baited out all of the Killjoy utility, and in knowing that that utility going down is going to give the cue for Reckoning to rotate, they're going to step back, leave a person there to make some noise, and the rest of them going to now go for the long rotate through. Now Garang, he did change his mind, and Cruiser Card being revealed by that recon board mean that Reckoning know there's something fishy in the water. They're going to pull back to their positionings, and Ion down and mid, he misses that one shot. Now has to land this other because NXS getting into his face will end up taking him down. NXS with the double satchels, he's not scared at all. Takes one down with this. He's gonna find the trade, and it's kills all around. The spike carrier is down, but VILLAINOUS come out on top.
Seth Triss is gonna take out NXS. Cruiser God with the return. Razor now with the showstopper. He's gonna find Vision, and Quake ends it all. It's down to the 1v1 between Quake and Clouda. They're gonna meet each other, but Clouda comes out on top. Clouda, what was that? Nicely done just a 1v1 situation, a massacre on the A site. But Reckoning Esports, they reach 6 points.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports, they're going to be very happy with the way that round ended up going. Their defense on point, even though they lose a couple members to start it off, and Villain is able to push into A side and get the control. Risk holding down so well from boat house, buys so much time for his team. Even though he only gets one person, the amount of time bought for the side of Reckoning, meaning that Razor already here with his showstopper and his gun, he's able to pick up 2 and avenge Chris. Now, Ayan, he's picked up an operator, has the backup of Razor ready, but both of them are not going to be able to take one down with the second shot. Ayan, though, he says, I only missed once, finds 2 more, and now Villainous on the eco is directly looking for the flawless.
Razor looking for the kill. Beautiful shock dart there by Quake. Razor's gonna pull it back. Uses all his armor. Cloud is gonna find one. Quake returns it with a Sheriff. Beautiful one tap. Now Quake's playing mind games. And what's happening? Ayan's trying to knife him, but he's not gonna get it. Quake takes him down. And Rio, he's gonna find the last kill. Imagine Quake, if he did get knifed there, I think that would have been a little bit sketchy. But Ayan is just so daring to try and pull off that move. But hey, you know, we're going to go into the last round before the swap. Scoreline is 7-4. Quick look at the instant replay. And it was a mowdown from the side of Reckoning Esports. Ayan, how cheeky.
The funniest thing is, like, Cruisergod's reaction is like, wait, what just happened there? And Ayan, he's just like completely poker face. He's like, I did not just try that and fail it. He's like, no reaction from me. I'm just gonna go to the next round, pull out my operator and take it down. Once again, Ayan with the first blood allows the catwalk push for Clouda, who picks up another kill. Reckoning Esports in their last round, they start off in a dominant fashion. They know where the spike is, and with the operator sideline set on the spike, Villainous, they're not gonna have much to go. Now Cruisergod, he's picked up one kill, pulled out the Empress, can the Queen pull it off? He's gonna end up being just spammed in the face with bullets. The crossfire set up, and Vision, last man standing. He could find one kill here, but doesn't know where Clouda went. So meaning Clouda able to take him down, and a 4-round lead for
Switching
Reckoning.
sides.
Number 4 is what we always talk about, CA. Team Villainous being able to get those 4 rounds, and Reckoning Esports with 8. Now, with the triple duelist composition and looking at Team Villainous, knowing that they just perform so much better on the side of defense, I wonder how this is going to work. Are they going to be very aggressive? Are they going to pull it back? Like, are they going to wait for the spike to be planted, then go for the retake? There are an endless amount of possibilities. But Reckoning Esports, they're in good standing. Now on the side of attack, they do have the tools to definitely infiltrate the defensive side pretty easily. You know, you gotta look at Rio, you gotta look at Ayan, and even Clouda for those dark cover setups. Now on the side of Team Villainous, what do you think is the best way to pull off triple duelists on the side of defense?
I mean, I think for me, you have to use the one X factor that you have over your opponents, which is the flash on that arena. Try to get pockets of control wherever you can, whenever you can, and then use those to relay info to your team. What you miss from a Sentinel generally is the ability to hold a side down. But if you're able to take, say, A main control or B main control with that arena, you essentially function as a pseudo Sentinel in telling your team, hey, they're not at A at all, I have the info. So basically your team able to rotate onto the other side and stack there. And that's where Villainous need to make their plays. Now, they haven't made any aggressive pushes just yet, but I understand, given that this is the pistol round, it's going to be Reckoning Esports making their way in onto B side. Just got on to hold it down. He's going to find one and delay a lot for his team. And Vision and NXS on the backup will mean Reckoning on the back.
What a way to start off the pistol round here in the second half. Rio right in the back of the boathouse with the spike. He's going to be ganged up on. Team Villainous, great start to the second half. Definitely could look to push their advantage to the second round. Bunch of Spectres invested in, but NXS, he's gonna have that trusty Sheriff. Now a full eco for the side of Reckoning Esports. Let's see if they're gonna be able to do a reverse and this time pick up a thrifty round for themselves. But nonetheless, this instant replay, great bit of defense. Was a very fast attack, I would say. But Team Villainous, they had that one.
Yeah, now Villainous, it is really important that they pick up that pistol round because now with the anti-eco, they have some breathing room and the ability to make the aggressive pushes. You can see down a catwalk, it will be the crossfire setup for Cruiser God and Quake. And Cruiser God able to pick up one, will now be able to get the heal and push back into his side. Now Quake and NXS will come through on this A side. They're gonna set up their own crossfire, demolish Razor and Triss all together,
One enemy
and now
remaining.
look for more a flawless on the cards, and a flawless it will be. That was a quick round for Villainous. That's what I want to see more of.
Still pulling it back, and they look so comfortable. Quake now with 11 kills, Vision and NXS. They both have 10. Cruz go with 9, and Golrang, he is struggling a little bit there.
Right here.
You know, 4 kills, but hey, on the side of defense, he just gotta be sure to put down those dark covers, give off that information, throw out the paranoia when your team needs it, you know, on a more supportive role. On the side of Reckoning Esports, Ion is absolutely on fire. In fact, we could actually argue that Ion has been stealing a lot of the spotlight here in Map 2, and I would say in Map 1 a little bit as well.
Yeah, even though Razor was the MVP in map 1, it was actually Ion with the most kills, and you can see just him continuing the form. We talk a lot about how Ascent is sort of the Jets' playground because of the long angles available, and he uses those long angles to perfection. So now we'll have to see if he can switch up the roles, be the entry fragger for his team of sorts, and lead the charge in, because for the side of Reckoning Esports, this is the buy round. Now Ion and Razor, we see them batting up so many times, they're taking mid control, but NXS, what is that sheriff shot? Takes down Ion, able to secure this advantage and push back Reckoning, hold on to the angles for Team Villainous.
That is a very signature spot for the Razors that we see here on the map. I mean, when we got to know about Razor, he was jiggle peeking, picked up a 3K, and now we just see NXS use the exact same spot and just find a one tap. I mean, coincidence? I think not, but you know, it's great to see these guys and their
30
raw
seconds
mechanical skill. But Razor's gonna take out Cruiser God quick with the return. Trist finds a revenge kill as well. 3v3 situation.
Spike planted.
And the spike has been planted. Now it's up to Reckoning Esports to get into their post-plant positions and defend the spike before the retake comes in from the side of Team Villainous. Now no ultimates to play with, just raw skill, raw aim. Team Villainous, they're making an entrance, taking out that metal door. We do see the owl drone being deployed by the side Rio. Trying to get that information. The recon bolt gonna spot out a couple of members. NXS, 26 HP.
One enemy
Looking for a
remaining.
kill, but Rio's gonna take him out. Last man standing is Vision, and that was a beautiful bit of defense of the spike on the side of attack. Reckoning Esports, 9th round for themselves.
I think like Cruiser got just turned off for a second there. He's holding down the garden with multiple people walking into him. Without the flash, you really have to get at least one kill there, especially because if you're able to get one kill as Reyna, you have the dismiss to try and reposition. Cruiser God going down so easily over there just enables Reckoning to get that
into the
A-side push
unknown.
through and then go for the post plants. Rio holding down the fort in the post plants,
Deploying drone.
on point with that round, able to get those couple kills and get a lot of information for his team on the back end. Now for the side of Villainous, this is the eco and they're gonna try to play it very aggressively. Vision with the judge, actually scratch that, this is not the eco, just Vision with the judge. He tried to make short work of his gun but not able to find much. Reckoning able to take him down, secure this lead. They're gonna be a little slow with their approach though. They know that Villainous, they're very capable of just exploding through and taking them down.
One member down on the side of Villainous, 1 minute left, and we do see Reckoning Esports trailing up the lobby into a long. Now Ayan, he's gonna get revealed by the recon bolt. Just gonna pull it back a notch. Team Villainous still staying relatively spread out. Golrang, he will be leaving himself there on the B side. NXS just looking between mid, defender side spawn. And now is the attack from Razor. He's gonna fire that showstopper and take a position right under rafters. Now Cruiser got 30 HP. He's gotta pick up a kill and try to heal off of their soul. The spike is almost planted, but Cruiser God, he's gonna take out Rio. And now it's Ayan's turn. Reckoning Esports. Clouda's gonna find NXS. Now Trist moving in from short. Gorang, he's gonna be sure that Triss is right around the corner. 2 takedowns from the side of VILLAINOUS. It's a 3v2. Ayan gets taken out by Quake, raises the last man standing, and he gets mowed down by 3 angry members on the side of Team VILLAINOUS. Cruiser God's eyes must hurt right there. But hey, safe defuse. 7 rounds for the side of Team VILLAINOUS.
This map and this half particularly already much closer than the first one was. VILLAINOUS really fighting back with their backs against the wall. A really nice round here, even though Reckoning able to get the plant through. Look at the positions of VILLAINOUS when the spike is planted. They're already on the site, already pushing for the retake, meaning Reckoning, they don't have time at all to get into their favorite positions, look for their favorite sight lines. A multi-fronted push with a garage as well as a rafters angle, meaning that VILLAINOUS with an easy retake able to reduce the lead down to 2 rounds and stabilize their economy a bit. Give themselves a bit of that breathing room, forcing Reckoning Esports onto an eco here. Now for VILLAINOUS, this is a chance to really play aggressively, try to just punish Reckoning as much as possible while holding onto their weapons, and you're going to see NXS trying to do just that. He was looking in the smokes, has a tiny peak line outside of this dark cover, but it's not going to find much. Instead, it's just Cruiser God in this cubby angle, could pick up multiple, but will just end up being taken down. Razor with the kill, and now with the free weapon, it's Reckoning Esports looking for that A-side push.
Ayan whipping out that Blaze Storm. He's gonna follow Razor, who's leading the charge right into Rafters. Ayan finds Vision. Triss with the return kill on Quake, who took down his buddy. 4v2 situation. Team VILLAINOUS, only 2 men standing. NXS gonna pick up Clouder. NXS with the double, and Iron stops him. It's out to a 2v1. Gorang's the last man standing. Watches the little nade being thrown out on the side of Triss. Gorang waiting for the right time. He's gonna use patience and he's gonna find Ayan, but a thrifty round for Reckoning Esports indeed. Ayan coming out with a 3K. Very nicely done. Now, you gotta give this man an award. He is so consistent in these rounds, and being consistent from map 1 all the way to map 2 is such a treat. I feel like, you know, watching Ayan play over the course of, I mean, at least half a year, this player has significantly improved and he looks so comfortable in his element. I think this is the best we have ever seen him on that jet.
It does feel like his confidence has just gradually just increased, and he has reached his peak when he truly believes in his capability, and you can see that translate through. Now Reckoning, they are just gonna ham through this round. It is the eco for Team VILLAINOUS, and they're gonna look to get it over with as soon as possible. Razor able to pick up a couple kills, but did get traded out in the end, meaning now just a 1-man discrepancy between both of these teams. Reckoning having made a bunch of noise, they're gonna go for that full rotate onto A. Now, for Team VILLAINOUS, this is where you have to be really smart with how you're gonna approach the round, because you have taken down 1 person, right? So I want to see at least one of their players go pick up the weapon dropped by Razor, then try to use that weapon to get as much damage done as possible on the side of Reckoning Esports. But the fact that they instead are all now on the rotate will mean Reckoning Esports, they will be able to take side and be able to hold on to it pretty strong, because the weaponry is just much stronger on their side.
Wait, taking out the metal door. Clouder is gonna secure the spike plant. Triss finding Vision. 1 defender left as Ayan takes out NXS. It's a 1v4 situation. Quake not gonna connect that shot, and Ayan cleaning that up. 11 rounds, and it seems like Reckoning Esports kind of got a feel of how Team VILLAINOUS is like on the side of defense. They did give up a couple of rounds, more specifically, you know, the pistol round and the round following, and then, you know, just 1 or 2 after. But now Reckoning, they're so confident with their approach, with this full-on attack. They know that they can get on site and go for the plant and wait for the retake and take Team VILLAINOUS out 1 by 1. What I do feel is that Team VILLAINOUS, they might have to switch up their strategy a little bit more on the side of defense in terms of where they choose to stand. A little bit of anticipation here, which I really appreciate. Team VILLAINOUS stationing 3 members on the B side. So this is going to work out really well. We do see NXS and Quake. They will be on the A side. They're going to give up the mid area completely. So, you know, this is going to be cool on how it pans out. 3 ultimates ready on either side. This could go either way.
Really interesting Killjoy lockdown positioning. I'm curious to see how he's able to get it down there. Because with that, they
One
able to
enemy
take control
remaining.
of the entire site and go for the push. The 4 ultimates brought out by the Sova and the Race, meaning now Reckoning with a huge advantage, and a team ace in combination with the flawless rounds. That's how you use your ultimate
Match
to create
point.
pressure in niche areas in a side push and then use them to get the site overall. Reckoning on point, so clean with that site execute, will take match point into their hands. And as you said, Apo, I really do want to see Team Villainous use the tools that they have to their disposal a bit more freely. Like use maybe the Omen Paranoia in combination with the Jet to get that flash and dash combo through and allow Vision to surprise a couple people, or perhaps a double push by the Reyna and the Raze trying to take control of a particular site and then secure a flank. That sort of approach is the only way Villainous will be able to play back, because just purely defensive just plays into the hands of Reckoning Esports.
That is so well said, CA. And I think, trying to pull off the combos is one of the toughest things to do, especially in competitive play, when you're up against some of the best that we can find in India. Now, with Reckoning Esports with 12 points, that's match point, ladies and gentlemen. 7 for Team Villainous. Triss kicking things off, taking out one. Razor finds the second. Razor with the third. And there's only 2 members left alive. Quake and Gorang. Quake falls. Gorang is the last man standing. 1v3 situation, gets tagged by the Paranoia. And in the dark cover he is. The shock dart hits, the bullets rain through, and Rio's gonna wrap that up with a headshot. Nicely done. Reckoning Esports 2-0 in this best of 3. They're gonna proceed over to the next stage of the competition. And Team Villainous, unfortunately, their journey ends here.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports very clean with their push, able to secure the round and secure the entire series. Ayan on point, but Rio as well, the consistent rock for his team, able to continuously pull out these plays. Just so good for all of Reckoning Esports, but it does mean that we will not be seeing the happy faces of Villainous much more in this tournament. We will miss their smiles coming through, and that is something to miss. But props to be given to Ayan and Razor once again, leading the charts in terms of that, able to continuously just establish their dominance and take so much control across the map. It's Reckoning Esports 2-0, much closer map too, but it will still mean that the series win goes to them. Now you can see for the side of Reckoning, this will mean that at the end of the day, like it will be them securing the spot in the next tournament. Let's quickly go to the LG Ultra Gear match highlights because we have plenty to talk about the match. Now, for me, I think like Reckoning Esports, the biggest plus point that they had, we talked about this in map 1, it's the strategy execution. Like a couple of things just to point out is the way they play around their ultimates, and that's something all of you in the chat can look out for. Like if you have that Hunter's Fury, use it in combination with your team to try and get either a post-launch situation through or a very early aggressive push through. Similarly, the Killjoy lockdown continuously being used to facilitate a particular side push, meaning that for Reckoning Esports, a huge advantage garnered that way. And like that's what we were really missing from Villainous. I feel like what Villainous could have done was use that Reyna flash very proactively. I saw very little usage of that lure to try and take control, and that's where it was just that difference between Villainous and Reckoning. But nevertheless, props to be given to both of the teams, because Villainous, with their smiles, I know they've made their way into all of our hearts, and Reckoning with their plays, they're gonna try to make their mark in the next invitational. But for today, it's Reckoning Esports with the 5th position, closing it out. We'll be back tomorrow with more action, starting off the last few days of the tournament in the finals run. Now, in the meantime, make sure you like the stream, hit that subscribe button, and get the notifications bell on, as well as check out the discount code in the description below. If you want to check out all the content put out to you by the TEC Esports Club, some funny moments as well, make sure you go follow us on our social media, links down in the description below. We'll see you tomorrow with the lower bracket finals in the LG Ultra Gear, a TEC Invitational Valorant tournament. See you soon. Bye-bye.